if Jay-Z's biggest family secret wasn't Ramir? What if everything we thought we knew about his alleged hidden son was only half the story? Because now, someone else has stepped into the light, and this time, it's not a son, it's a daughter. Her name, Leticia Meser, and if what she's saying is even half true, Jay-Z might have spent decades hiding not one, but two of his own children from the world. But here's where it gets even more twisted. Leticia claims that not only did Jay-Z know about her, but that he silenced her legally, financially, emotionally. And people close to the situation say it wasn't just Jay-Z pulling the strings. They say Beyonce might have had a hand in keeping this daughter buried in the shadows. You remember Ramir, the alleged son who's been fighting a paternity case for over a decade, claiming the legal system was rigged against him. Now imagine his story, but with new twists, deeper silence, and a daughter who says she's had enough. The NDA letters, the hush money, the sudden communication cuts, it's all starting to unravel. So now the question is this: has Jay-Z been hiding an entire other child with Beyonce by his side the whole time? Let's break it down. So, who exactly is Leticia Meser? She's not a household name. She's not a celebrity's daughter posting TikToks. She's not chasing clout, but according to court-adjacent sources and leaked social records, Leticia has quietly lived most of her life carrying a secret she says she didn't ask for. Born in the mid-90s, around the same time frame Jay-Z was still navigating early fame, Leticia was reportedly raised by a single mother in Trenton, New Jersey. Her mother, a former backup dancer connected to a few early Roc-A-Fella affiliates, someone who allegedly had a brief but intense relationship with Jay-Z before he became the Empire. Leticia didn't just speak out. She brought receipts and patterns that eerily mirror another case, Ramir Satterthwaite. According to Leticia, her mother's alleged relationship with Jay-Z happened sometime between 1994 and 1995, right? Before Jay released Reasonable Doubt. That's the same window where Ramir's mother claimed to have had a relationship with him too. To different women, to different cities. One common pattern, but here's where it gets unsettling. Leticia claims she uncovered hospital forms, photos, and to letters, one allegedly from a Roc-A-Fella Records attorney stating her mother was no longer entitled to contact. The name on the letter, same legal firm that once represented Jay-Z in his early career. Now remember, Ramir's case was delayed for over a decade with missing dental records, misfiled court dates, and DNA samples allegedly taken from the wrong person. It wasn't just messy, it was suspicious. Leticia says her mother faced the same tactics but off the record. No court, just silence and, again, an NDA? Leticia says when she was 12, her school received a scholarship donation from an anonymous entertainment fund. She says she now believes that donation was hush money, a quiet attempt to make sure she stayed out of the spotlight. But what triggered her to finally go public now? She saw Ramir's story on social media. She saw the comments. She saw the silence from Jay-Z and Beyonce. And in her own words, I realized I wasn't alone. They didn't just erase one child, maybe they erased two. This isn't just a case of one woman's claim anymore. It's a pattern, and it's getting harder to ignore. And it begs the question, if this is a second child claiming paternity, how many more are out there? And what happens if Leticia and Ramir join forces? Leticia's story didn't just fade into the chaos of internet drama. Once her TikTok video gained traction, clocking over 2 million views in 72 hours, it forced a response. Not from Jay-Z directly, but from his longtime legal team, who issued a vague but firm no further comment when asked about unsubstantiated paternity speculation. But here's the real twist. Ramir Satterthwaite's legal team reached out to Leticia. They've now hinted at a possible joint civil petition, a legal strategy that would put both alleged children in one courtroom and Jay-Z on the record. Legal experts are torn. Some say it's unlikely this will force a DNA test, since Jay-Z is not legally obligated unless ordered by a judge. But others argue that public pressure changes everything, and with two separate paternity claims, judges might be more open to reopen old files. Meanwhile, the internet exploded. Hashtags like hashtag Jay-Z daughter and hashtag Leticia speaks started trending. Comment sections filled with divided fans, some calling it a money grab, others saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. Even some low-key celebrities started chiming in. One rapper tweeted, if Hov got to hidden kids, y'all gonna cancel the whole blueprint? And then there's Beyonce. Leticia never blamed her, but in a second TikTok, she subtly said, the silence isn't just his, it's hers too. The whole world listens when she speaks. Now fans are demanding answers from both sides. What did Beyonce know? When did she know it? And why the silence? If Leticia and Ramir really take this to court, and a fake DNA test is granted, we may be witnessing the start of one of the biggest celebrity scandals of the decade. But wait before you jump to conclusions. What if Leticia is telling the truth? What if Ramir was never just a clout chaser, but a delayed casualty of a bigger cover-up? Because if both these young people are right, it's not just about Jay-Z being a father, it's about a system of excellence built over decades, protected by fame, money, and NDA. And here's where it gets darker. A legal insider who once worked briefly with Roc Nation's PR team anonymously claimed that hush money and legal intimidation weren't uncommon for high-risk reputation threats. Some are even speculating, what if this is just the beginning? What if there are more alleged children, or worse, more stories that never saw the light? Remember Jay-Z once rapped, truthfully, I wanna rhyme like common sense, but I did 5 mil. I ain't been rhyming like common sense. Maybe that line wasn't just about sales. Maybe it was about sacrifice, secrets, silence. And Leticia, she says she's not done speaking. In her latest post, she ended with a warning. They wanted me quiet, but now the world is watching. And I'm not the only one. So now the question is yours. Do you believe Leticia? Is this a cry for attention? Or the truth finally breaking through the noise? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We are watching every theory. And if you want to stay on top of the next twist, subscribe, because this rabbit hole is only getting deeper.